Joined now by the Director of Athletics for the University of Nebraska, Shawn Eichorst. Shawn, always glad to have you.
Always good to be with you, Larry.
You've had a busy week.
It has been a busy week.
You've been in Indianapolis in committee meetings. So talk about what some of the recruiting changes that you walked through, and then also what was passed.
Well, it's been a culmination of a lot of hard work over the course of a couple years. I've had the great pleasure of serving on the Oversight Committee and have been entrusted to co-chair the working group on recruiting with Dan Mullen at Mississippi State. And it's been an incredible endeavor. It's taken a lot of work. We've taken a deep dive. We've said from the beginning from the Board of Directors they want a comprehensive and holistic package of reform. And through the review process, there was a lot of give and take, but I think we found a place. Yesterday was a monumental day, I think, for the preservation and enhancement of college football. I really do. And folks who are a lot more experienced and been around the block a lot more than I have said that.
Yeah.
And the impact, I think, we'll see roll out the nuances.
Yep.
You know, I think folks just don't quite know exactly what we're looking at. But in a nutshell, what we took a look at was the landscape today and the reality of that landscape. And we had young people that were making decisions and following through on their commitments at a big rate, 70%, right? But they didn't have the benefit of getting the information from all the institutions across the country in a fair and balanced way.
Right?
Recruits, prospects,
right.
In their junior year. And so what we want to do is reorder the process and put them in a position where they could make informed decisions for all the right reasons. And so what we did is we put a package together that would provide an earlier signing date. And the commissioners will work on that here in June. That wasn't something totally in our purview, but we've moved up the first signing date to December.
Right.
And so that was important. And then what we did is we provided earlier visits, earlier official visits, paid visits by the institutions in April, May, and June. Right now, they don't have the benefit of that until September. But most of them, 70% of them, had already made their decisions and followed through on their commitments. So it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense from an ordering perspective. And then there were a lot of folks involved in the recruiting space, individuals associated with prospects. And essentially we put forward the rule that basketball put in place in 2010. So all of those folks, those third-party folks associated with prospects, we've created a rule and a restriction in a way that will allow these young people to make decisions in a way that is more balanced and transparent. And then the other thing that we've done is we've cleaned up the camp environment. So camps and clinics today, 15 opportunities over a period of time. We've now restricted that to 10 days. They don't have to be consecutive days. They can be held in June and July. They have to be held on a 4-year campus. And if our coaches are going to go to another 4-year institution to participate in a camp, only the coaches can go. You can't have directors of operations and recruiting people. So I think given that, the 10th assistant coach,
right,
which we're going to put in place come in January to help balance, we're the highest ratio sport, and football drives the engine, and so we needed to get more coaching involved. So really excited about that.
And so impressed what you did in getting opinions from so many across a very broad, diverse audience within college athletics. So terrific job, Shawn. Great to have you.
Larry.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate that.
Shawn Eichorst, Nebraska Director of Athletics here.